Coming up in today's show, Akosombo restoration scale up, but is real stability finally within reach? We take the energy debate to the streets in today's show. We'll also bring you issues of illegal mining as government faces renewed pressure to fight the menace. And later, no bed syndrome resurfaces after 27-year-old dies following reported denial of care in Kaswa. Stay with us here on the Channel One Street News. We'll bring you the details and the conversations shortly.
Welcome to The Point of View. This is your favorite current affairs show here on Channel One Television. On The Point of View, we pick the right topics, get the right guests, and ask them relevant questions on issues that matter to you.
With the complexities of the issues happening around us on a daily basis, it's the hard-hitting conversations and the probing questions of The Point of View.
So what is the Public Account Committee's job?
So what we do is to scrutinize, clarify, and find out why certain infractions have been made.
What do these IMF programs try to do?
The current program is for budget support.
Okay.
There are no projects attached.
That teases apart the twisted entanglements of politics and governance, as well as religious and social discourse. The Point of View brings you the policymakers and duty bearers and drills down to the very bottom of issues.
What authority do you have?
The Point of View airs every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. only on Channel One TV.
Let's begin today's conversation with issues on power, because we know that several Ghanaians have been facing the issue of erratic power supply over the past few weeks. What is locally referred to as Dumso. Several reasons have been attributed to this trend, starting from financial constraints, transformer upgrades, and the recent April 23rd fire at the Gridco station at Akosombo. But what better way to delve into the matters than with fellow Ghanaians that are feeling the plight of their power not being available? Let me start with you. Ebane Dumso. Nanse mi nim say hu o fie. E den na wate afa say air course Dumso sisia.
Okay, the metaphor on say there's power outbreak or Akosombo are more facing no. But facing no more facing no dey high adwumpa because which me dum light and apa na was on in na was dum to me there SS enyema odi mo. Intino ya dey enhye dan koye mai. Ba ye bompa say power outbreak no mo kan wasem no. Enya no kra no mutumi ye ne ye na bibia suntwa.
Meba wunya no ho no ka insensem a wate afa Dumso in recent times. So e dey na wate afa Dumso sisi a ye face.
Oh, Dumso no me mate no. Dumso no am say eba na yende ache but minim they went to a banking from where some anytime be Dumso na ya wa bonte na ya bre. Say company no da mo na mo ya papa. Also oyi won na no de foforo ba. Sa abrofo kwa na do ba sha mo say na ya man bokoye ya. Onhwe no ya ma wo. Na yeso ya won tan ya Dumso because ya bre ya bre me how no because penifo no me won say won do na here mbebu no ye ho. Ana ya won ma no ye ho. Because bibi kakra na Dumso bibi kakra won penifo no mo won ya makoye na yeso ya bre wo ma ne mu. Nti company no da ma won na obi no da ma na ya papa. Also change o mu yina o di pa foforo ba na ya ma wo so nkoye no mo hwe no mo ye ne ye. Sa na me kacha Ghana aban.
Meba won so oho eba no Dumso a e dey na wate. E sha say free transformer upgrade a ye ejan so a esi wo Gridco substation e wa Akosombo e dey na wugidi say e ekoso.
Oh, me de me hu no news say omo say Akosombo baby ashe. But me empire na me boss because ye ho ye situation e dey enya kra light no omo dum na no pa aje anyimre. Nti say wo bibu afreje kra na ebe ye we no na say because power na ngasa nsha da engina eba pe no mo say dum no. Nti empire na me boss say omo solve sa issue na bibia so ntwa.
When it comes to Ejuma government ASCCI, Yenim said Dumso, this is not the first time I Dumso AC Abraham Mahama president. After so also president, we are still seeing the Dumso recurring again. Do you think that perhaps his government is not able to crack the code when it comes to power generation?
Say Mahama no president oba first one so Dumso na wo so wasian baby oda so koso yehu na opa kire wo manimu also the next film na nyama bi onko ye no ohwe na osesa na yaba nko ye man na yeso yambo ne dimpa because what so old one na obai no what so Dumso ye kan ka wasian baby o na san koso a yeso ya nti ase nti mpenfu bia wo ana say omo yi won say omo hwe light Samsung na yama nko ye ya also you omo yin na fi ho no de foforo sem na mutumi ya na nyama ko ye man ye.
There have been calls said the energy minister no should be sacked. That is from the minority. Do you agree, sir? Indeed, the energy minister there was Oko.
No, me I don't think so. But since I they've been trying. Oh, anye ye krano. Yatiti nyame biso, but still oh say nyamane yatiti biso. But sika ne bi ni kurom. Edwuma ni wo yebe ya yebe tumi enye sika na akoto ade a yepe. Enti me de me hu say so omo bo mo modern nyama ade ne do omo ye, but they should do better. Me de say na me hu no because omo man nyama ba fom na sika ba kurom na yenye adwuma ya enu mom ebe boa sen say nyama no mo ate so but yenye sika mfa nto that is good.
Enti ono wakasa afa energy minister na inkofo fresh energy minister e was so oko onjin di say e was so oko na wo so
energy minister need any so oko just that he has to put things in place so never ya Dumso ne sa crisis na ye home sesia na be try because it has happened before and we knew they did something about it, but this time around they coming back to this 2026 no, they have to put some things in place because now you can't come and tell us that the previous government did this and did that. No, you have to put this in place. Everyone say yes. Dumso na tam na was na ye kanu. Say what's up na ode baby. Me say no. Say our government na no. You say that one papa. But although you are good, you won't say what is saying. But Dumso na there. You best strong papa say. I want to me share no more work like they should make something. I want to put things in place. I bet mama say Dumso na tiako.
Energy minister no. Say nyama no ye na here ni ya. O say aban sesa no. No do bia obaye serious mbra no mba ya de man ni na ho nton ye what tin ye maybe so sabe omo ya be adwuma no mo nkwa no mo ton o ya ne na mabonte ne ye bre na was what wango so emiso menti ubo fruit my de na man yango no mfa so o say ye mebebre ko fam na ye so ye ho ton ye kwa na ade ina ye sabe emiso kwa no ye a na lol fa no ko fam a na miso hu say meso minyi bi no ma afo ka wa 5 cedis wa jem 3 cedis na miso man 2 cedis bi ona miso ho atomi nti obi siso na ye me ya o sa aban no tumi sisa no energy minister no nyama nkoye ya o so de next feb no mo sisa no de bi foforo bra no man yeso ye ho ton ye sabi ye omo ye aban adwuma nkote na wo so ben ye profit na de yeso ye man kitin bi no o so yeso ye bi na ye de ngina wiemi no yeso ma yeso ye ho ton ye na yeso anka so aban ye obai wa bo ye nyina na yeso ye ho aton ye.
Thank you so much for your submission, and you heard from some Ghanaians that have been speaking on Dumso. They're saying that they are not pleased with the happenings in their homes and government should find an immediate resolution to the matter. Now to our next story, we'll be discussing the issue of illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, because several CSOs and religious bodies have been making call for the menace to end all through late 2024, and even now in 2026 we see the adverse effect of Galamsey and how it is affecting our health, our environment, and generally our ecosystem. I'm here with a group that have been very vocal about the whole issue when it comes to illegal mining. First of all, Reverend, I will start with you. When it comes to the government's efforts to end illegal mining, with the calls that you have made over the past years, do you think that decisive action is being taken?
Well, some action is being taken, some decisive action is being taken, but I believe that we still don't feel the impact yet. It doesn't seem to be good enough. I was listening to the radio yesterday, and I think someone mentioned that they should use drones to secure all our forest areas and water bodies. And I think we have to scale up our decisive approach to the fight against the menace. So what we are doing so far, I mean, there's NIMOS, there's other things. I hear that our river body alone, if you take one of our rivers, is hundreds of kilometers. And to be able to monitor that 100 kilometers it's a tall task. It's a very huge agenda. So that's why it's important for us to use modern technology to make sure that we curb this menace.
Now, since the Christian Council started making calls for illegal mining to end, would you say, in your opinion, that you have seen some improvement?
To be frank, improvement is being seen because some of the rivers which were as milk as Milo some time back, now you can see that they are coming up, they are becoming cleaner day in, day out. So I believe the government is trying the best, but it needs to do more. That is the most important thing. I would say that even it should take example from the Volta region, where Volta region is now acclaimed as the oxygen region. And if we all know what oxygen does for us, then we will be serious about getting our river bodies very clean. This is what I think we should be.
Let me just add to that quickly. That the reason why we are gathered here is to launch the Christian Home Week. And the theme for our launch this year, which we are doing in collaboration with the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, is a clean environment, our responsibility. So it's not only the responsibility of the government, it's the responsibility of each and every one of us. Each citizen of this country must do something about it because we all contribute one way or another to the problem. I just want to add that to it here.
Now, since we are talking about environment, I'd just like to come to the only woman who is joining us on this conversation. We know what water bodies does for us when it comes to women's cleanliness. We're bathing. When it gets to, the time of the month, we need water, even in cooking and cleaning our homes. How do you think this issue of galamsey is impacting the lives of women and children?
We all know the adverse effects of galamsey on any nation. Anywhere that this galamsey would occur, there would never be any positive impact. And so as it is already affecting the water bodies, as you have rightly said, women need water for so many things, to do so many things. As you have said, our cleanliness, that time of the month, you need a lot of water to keep our bodies clean. In cooking, we are cooking for our families. If we are not getting potable water for that purpose, then what are we doing? We are, destroying our families. And so it's very important that wherever a human institution is, there should be good, clean water for usage, not necessarily for only women. Yes.
And I was asking how it is relating when it comes to illegal mining.
Well, I don't think that it is anything good for any nation, because if the waters are being destroyed, my brother just said that, the waters turned as cloudy as possible. So you can imagine, even when Ghana Water closes the taps and they open them, you see the kind of water that comes out, very dirty. For 24 hours, you can't do anything without water. We'll have to, you can't store it or anything. You have to discard it and wait until the water gets clean, the water that is coming out of the tap gets clean before you can use it for anything. So it's very important that whoever is in charge of making sure that our water bodies are clean would up the game. They should up their game and make sure that we are getting good clean water for every purpose that it is needed for.
So we've spoken about the cleanliness as well. I'll come to you with the health part of it. We know that some mercuries are being seeped into the water. It's affecting the crops that these waters are being used to grow these crops that we consume. That is a concern, right?
Yes, that's a great concern. You know that cleanliness is a holiness, and we depend on the environment. And when you go to photosynthesis, you see that our environment is doing a great job for us. So if you continue like this one day you will not be here again. You shall be destroyed, because without the environment, there's no human being. in the system. So you all depend on environment. So when you control like that, you see when the fish are dying, when the aqua system are destroying, then one day it will come to us again. And the photosynthesis which God has put down to be transforming the air, it will not be anymore. And when you look at the image of the Mars, the planet Mars, if you don't take care, one day the planet Earth will become like a planet Mars, and there will not be any human being again.
Right. Rightfully said, if the issue of illegal mining continues, we may no longer have people on the face of the earth. The Christian Council, along with other CSOs, have also been calling for a state of emergency when it comes to illegal mining. 1 year and a few months into office, government has not still declared a state of emergency. Do you think that you have been deceived despite the assurances that were given earlier?
I might not be a technical person as regards to the implication of having a state of emergency. Right. So I will leave it that with them. But on the face value, whatever the government has to do to ensure that this thing is stopped or is kept, it's long overdue. We can't afford to let it go like that. Remember growing up, we could drink from the tap. But like my auntie said, this time you open the tap and you can do nothing with it. I mean, it's serious. It's serious. And we all have to rise up to the occasion and deal with it. And we, even as Christians and as spiritual people, we must cultivate the spirituality of cleaning the environment. We must see it as part of our mandate as Christians. There was this advert which said 1/3 of the earth is made up of water and the rest. So you can imagine the importance of water. And anybody who owes the water owes the people. Example like Elisha being told that the city is well situated, but the water is bad and causes the woman to miscarry. It's similar to what is going on. So Galamsey is one of the greatest harm that can be affected on us as a nation, and we can't afford to keep quiet.
So I'll throw my final question so that anyone who wants to answer can just give me the answer. Just recently, we also saw in the news that there was a Freezone CEO that made a comment towards a religious leader because he had made comments about illegal mining. When it comes to the issues that go on in a country, do you agree that religious leaders should not be involved in these conversations?
We completely disagree, because religious leaders are first and foremost Ghanaians. We are citizens of Ghana, and to quote our former president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he said we should be citizens, not spectators. So all that the religious leaders are doing are exercising their civic right to speak to issues that affect them directly. And because they are people of influence, when they speak, their voice is heard. So it's important that we speak. And we cannot be gagged and we should not be gagged, because it's not good for our country. Especially when we are talking about issues that inure for societal development. So it's important that they give us a free hand to speak. We are not doing partisan politics. We are talking about developmental issues that affect us. Thank you.
So that's how we draw the curtains when it comes to issues of illegal mining. Joining me today for this segment of the conversation has been the Christian Council. They've been sharing their thoughts when it comes to the illegal mining crisis that we are facing in the country, and calling on the government, most importantly, to take more decisive action to curb the situation. You're still watching the Channel One Street News on Channel One TV. We'll take a quick breather. When we return, we'll bring you conversations on no-bet syndrome resurfacing following death of a 27-year-old who was allegedly denied care at Kaswa. Stay with us. We'll bring you the details and the conversation shortly.
This Mother's Day, we celebrate a love that never gives up, even when it's tested. Let's celebrate the quiet strength and endless love of our mothers. Think about the outstanding moments with Mama and share them with us in our Mother's Day promotion, An Episode with Mama. Send a message to 0539 986 996 reflecting on that one moment you hurt your mother with a decision, a word, or an action that caused her.
You're welcome back to the Channel 1 Street News on Channel 1 TV. Now, to some other story. The Ghana Health Service has initiated a probe into an incident that occurred at the Mother and Child Hospital in Kasoa, where a 27-year-old is reported to have lost her life after she was denied a cesarean section after 36 hours in labor. We are at the heart of where the entire incident happened here in Kasoa, in the neighborhood where the Mother and Child Hospital is located. And I have here with me some ladies that I will be engaging on this matter. Dear Nawate, so far, a sad situation where a course or Mother and Child Hospital.
It is na awakan ena mamena or brain ebisa like ope so omo ye no CS but omo say omo take omo time omo ntwen kakra ansa but omo anye ne ntem na ma mamene etumi free mo.
Be nice. What's your wondering any near what say so far with the reports? What about you?
I say a person can or CS, but I say and yeah, can say CS away. Obey to me out until moon delay like or much to time or away until most my minister on Cote draw embra or buy no na obey who send a banner film.
We are Juma Ewo area. How would you say that this is the first time out? What is asking when I what is several issues bizarre?
Well, I can't say my tipping, but I say a delay and on delay the money basa.
So our Mother and Health Hospital way Anna.
I try.
Hannah, group way more in our experience when it comes to labor. Ebana sema ato sister ya anyone who experience or have a do you think say it was right for such a delay to happen to be a war in labor?
Trim. Bacho baby a funny say baby ameko we no enye sa no moti. Sometimes obi bana say bia awaka na the way your nurses ne we ne ekeka omo ho ebo nipa no yeah. Ebi okwa ne time nso kwa the way ombe ya mama wan nanti kaka yeah no mo show kwan say yes but sana me hu but bia menim the reason tia omo delay ni sa. Bacho the meaning fa ho.
Also, ebano experience so called hospitals. Na se uhumfa ebano professionals na honke kan with the G patients and na saying team say na doing set.
Me baby ameme kono omoje wo entam so.
But what of other places? In Kofobi kwa say o bia na me humfa me and na me call hospital na so say na nurse ne ne kade mama yare na west. What is answer ne?
Mati bi pen. Ebi krampa na nimpa na afa so ahwere no nkwa ana ebi so a nimpa no omo amuwo bibi kakra no omo rush so ansa omo ahwa patients.
Okay, but now in conversations I have a ban Ghana health system na no bed syndrome I ayete ewa ha ede na wo feel say aban nka wo betumi aye afa ho eba na ye patients ke obekọ hospital say bed ni ho no ma ye betumi ede ahwe
Wana o say aban no tumi ebe ye bibi fa ho se na ebe ya obetumi patients na ba betumi anya baby ede we mu ato parents patients for nato enya possible say obeka say wunni bed hospital bed baby hospital maybe omo na omo ye omo say omo pese omo be hwe patients no
be nice maybe o won so wadwen tre
ebi wo ho they demand money before omo be attend nti the mesram aban ne say omo enough bed ewo ho ena yes ro mo say omo first come by ya omo attend omo before omo show omo ti omo show omo even half payment ko omo de be background omo for half payment in embra no omo show omo and so omo the full payment no ayede aba.
Okay, Hannah, also about your health system and then I will feel say can be done to better improve the service delivery for patients or obesity.
But the mean coming to find me it is say bibia ewo before say nimpa na ba nti no say bibi niwa e so almost a shock or no mu say bi ade we eni ho mama ni bibi nsi ansa na mama obi aya aware say bi say bibi ni pacho dem so mi fa
yate asema e fa 27-year-old owu ye e was a hospital way e dey na wate afa ho so far.
Oh, na me tian me che bibi a o tie mi down I said down last week Thursday and Friday prayer tia na boy bi ba beto aduane wadin so see lady bi abe wo almost 27 years old. You see, also I work on another hospital and my transfer some family. To form banana. Now it's too late, but so next for no motion or an operation no more. But next for no or my young master there. I'm a lady needy family. We are. It's by no man for complaining. Sana next for doctor form the yano. And yakra, then you when they be a man for me complain. They kai lastly, but bribe you the name by so babel. Obabe to duane adi wa no. Son of Senate fund doctor for moye no. Omo yina, omo man na bibi hana. On from who nchomo. Ti o say omo nhwe mo bibia na omo yesi because nipa hu adjama na omo ye. Ha, because omo nu a yesu enu a. Omusu ni so ombe yo mo adjuma wo se omo hwemu ya opin for omo de ne be wo se omo hwe because that chon so ba betima ba be ye present ana se nurse ni bibi nto omo ba wo se omo hwe musu yi.
And that's how we wrap up on today's edition of the Channel One Street News on Channel One TV. Let's take a recap of our headlines for today's show. Akosombo restoration scale up, but is real stability finally within reach? We took you to the streets to get debates on Ghana's erratic power supply. We also brought you issues of illegal mining as government faces renewed pressure to fight against the menace. We also looked at the no-bed syndrome as the trend resurfaces after 27-year-old died following reported denial of care in Kaswa. Let's get interactive on our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We are at Channel One TV. I am Ejubi Wiafe Akente. Many thanks for watching.